divine economy. Picture this scene with me. The children of Israel are dining in the wilderness. Venomous serpents are striking down person after person because the people have sinned against God. They're crying out for help, expecting God to simply remove the snakes, but instead, God gives Moses the strangest instruction. Make a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. Anyone who is bitten can look at it and live. Think about that for a moment. The very image of what was killing them became their salvation, but only if they looked at it in faith. This wasn't magic, this was divine economics. A system with specific rules, requiring a specific response. This wilderness story reveals something profound about how salvation actually works. You see, when God created the universe, He established more than just physical laws. He created a spiritual economy with real transactions and binding contracts. Here's how it works. God's nature defines absolute good, which means everything else is evil. But God wanted genuine love, not robotic obedience. So He created a world where both good and evil exist as real choices. Without this tension, without the possibility of choosing wrong, there could be no meaningful choice to choose right. And without genuine choice, there could be no authentic love. But this design introduced a problem and a player. Enter Satan. Now, most of us grew up hearing the story of Lucifer, the beautiful angel who got jealous of God, rebelled with a third of heaven's angels, and got cast out. It's a dramatic tale, immortalized by Milton in Paradise Lost back in 1667. But here's the thing. That story isn't actually in the Bible. The verses typically used to support this narrative, passages from Isaiah 14 about Lucifer, son of the morning, and Ezekiel 28 about the anointed cherub, were originally talking about human kings, not Satan. Early church theologians like Origen and Augustine pieced together disconnected passages from different contexts to create this fallen angel mythology. Milton turned it into epic poetry, and centuries of Christian art made it feel like biblical fact. But Jesus said Satan was a murderer from the beginning, not a good angel gone bad, but evil by design. In this divine economy, Satan isn't some rogue agent operating outside God's plan. He's God's appointed creditor, created by divine fiat to fulfill a specific role. Present evil as attractive and collect the debt when humans choose it. And here's where it gets serious. When you sin, you're not just breaking a rule, you're entering into a legal contract. The terms are simple but devastating. Satan offers you the pleasure of sin, and in exchange, you give him ownership of your soul. It's a binding agreement between competent parties. You receive the benefit, the momentary pleasure, and Satan receives the payment, your eternal destiny. This explains why the Old Testament required blood sacrifices. They weren't primitive rituals, they were payments on a debt. But animal blood could never pay off the principal, only make temporary interest payments. The contract with Satan remained in force. But God had a plan from the very beginning. Just as Moses lifted up that bronze serpent in the wilderness, Jesus would be lifted up on a cross. But here's the crucial difference. Jesus lived a sinless life. He owed Satan nothing. When Satan killed him, it was an unjust execution, a payment extracted without legal warrant. This created something unprecedented, a currency of infinite value that could be transferred. Jesus' blood, shed without justification, became available as payment for anyone willing to accept it. But there's a catch. You have to look to him in faith, just like the Israelites had to look to the bronze serpent. When you confess your sin, repent of your rebellion, and accept Jesus as Lord, his unjust death becomes the payment for your debt. The contract with Satan is fulfilled, not ignored, but legally satisfied. Your soul is purchased back, not with silver or gold, but with the precious blood.